they are getting ready. You look at the front row, and it gets your blood pumping a little bit as Keith Rocco and Ronnie Williams, who I think you can say have had some issues this year. Ironically, they are starting side by side in the front row.
Yeah, it's not like we've never seen them race each other before. And, they've had some memorable battles just in this season. And it'll get picked up again here when it goes to the green. And that kind of adds to the excitement for both of them, because obviously each other wants to beat the other guy and do it handily.
Yeah, and do it on the track, and they have a chance to do that. But you have Matt Swanson. His number one priority tonight was to get that number 3, Old Blue, moving again. He succeeded by winning his heat race. And then we have the guy that we normally see on Sundays racing in Cup. He is here, Ryan Priest, and that number 6 car looked good. He is in the Riverhead Raceway, a Troyer car. So Priest Lightning, who was able to win a Wheeler Modified Tour race Friday at Stafford. Then he went to Chemung Speedway for an ROC race and finished on the podium there in 3rd place. So Ryan Priest, one of the superstars of the sport, will be starting 4th.
Starting in the 5th spot will be the number 36 of Dave Sapienza from Riverhead, New York, the Sapienza Enterprises Chevrolet. And alongside will be the number 75, Chris Pastriak from Moosup, the Dolly Collision and Custom MV Williams Builders sponsored entry number 75.
Then it will be the 81X, Josh Zentak from East Haven in the Josh Zentak racing car. And he'll be joined in row number 4 by car number 31 from Southold, Connecticut, Andrew Sharon in the DM Sharon & Son tri-axle trucking car.
9th starting spot goes to the 02 of Paul LaPlante from Scituate, Rhode Island, the Dutch Auto Body sponsored entry. Alongside the 58 of Eric Goodale from Riverhead, New York, the GAF Roofing entry.
And taking an iconic number and an iconic paint scheme, the number 21 of Art Berry, his grandson, Tyler Berry, behind the wheel from Griswold in the John Sanford Plumbing and Heating car. Next door, a former champion in the Pro 4 Modifieds in 12, Massachusetts. He's from Taunton, Mass. In the Ricciardi Motorsports Bafco Chassis Camaro. Here is Rob Ricciardi Jr.
13th starting spot goes to the number 79 of John McKennedy from Chelmsford, Massachusetts, the Middlesex Interiors Chevrolet, alongside the number 45 of Brett Meservey from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, the PMG Shell and 137 Gas Chevy sponsored entry for Brett Meservey in the number 45.
Now, we did not see Brett Meservey in qualifying. They had had trouble with that engine in the past, skipping, and they didn't expect to see any symptoms of it tonight, but apparently something was wrong with that car. They were able to fix it, and it is out in car number 45. Brett Meservey, he is psyched up to be in an open modified race. So 3 generations of Meserveys have hit the New England racetracks. Dan Meservey, a Hall of Famer, his sons, Doug, and they have done a great job, and Doug and Dan. And now the torch has been passed to Brent Meservey, but he's going to have to go to the rear of the field. We are ready to go and getting ready to take you to the green flag, the voice of Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park, Pete Falcone.
Matt, thank you very much. As the pace car goes off, a heavy-duty front row looks for the green flag, and there it is. They are underway, and Rocco put the start with a great push from Ryan Priest down into turn 1.
We didn't expect Rocco to be patient, and he definitely was able to blast his way to the lead. Settling into second is Ryan Priest, and tucking in behind him is Ronnie Williams in the red number 25 car as a storm cloud their way out of the corner. Sapienza tried to make a bid underneath Pastriak, and it didn't work. He has to drop back.
In a straight line of modifieds off the second turn and down the backstretch, there is Ryan Priest right in a full mirror of the 57 of Keith Rocco in the battle for the lead. Williams in third has Matt Swanson right behind him down into turn one.
They razzle-dazzle their way off of turn number 2, something that Ryan Preece is very good at. But right now he's hanging tough in second. Trying to put on a power surge is Matt Swanson, looking for a way to get underneath Ronnie Williams as they waltz off the corner. Pastriak right behind Swanson, and Sapienza right behind him.
Swanson makes a move, dives down underneath Ronnie Williams and takes over the third spot. Williams shuffled back to fourth. Swanson with a head of steam starts to close in on Ryan Preece now as Preece has lost some ground to Rocco, who starts to pull away.
Leading by a tractor trailer at the front of the field is Keith Rocco. Remember, he won the race in June, and in that race, it was his pit stop that helped him get the victory. Preece shadowing him, all over him like a hair club for men on a beard. And now Swanson going out of line. Swanson trying to get second from Preece.
Yeah, he thought maybe he could get a run down underneath, but can't do it. Preece will hold on to second. Swanson will get back up behind him in the third spot. Swanson had a good run going, and he's trying to show some speed here early. Meanwhile, Preece has closed that gap on Rocco, now within about a half a car length behind. No, now he's within almost up on the back bumper there on the first and second turn.
Well, he is within striking distance of the 57, the M&M Stone Creations car driven by Keith Rocco. So there is a 3-car breakaway. The top 3 could fit in an ice cube, with Rocco leading, and leading the next contingent of cars is Ronnie Williams in fourth over Pastriak and Sapienza.
Rocco going for 2 in a row in the Outlaw Modifieds here at Thompson. And he's got some formidable opponents right behind him in Ryan Preece in that number 6. And now Matt Swanson with one of his better runs of 2021 up there running in third.
And now Ryan Preece, it looks like almost at any time he was close enough to try a bottom shot against Rocco. Here he comes. Car number 6 going for the... Came up empty.
That's a tough move down there on the inside. Rocco had such momentum through the turn, and up a groove he was able to maintain that momentum. Preece decided to try it, but could not get it done, and settles back in behind him.
He might be planting a seed in Rocco's mind for later on in the race. There is a hectic battle for 4th and 5th, and right now that fight is won by Ronnie Williams. In 7th is John McKennedy. Remember, he started last in the field, and he is starting to enter the mainstream in car number 79.
Preece again feels that he can be a little bit faster as he looks underneath Keith Rocco once again on the backstretch. Nothing going that time. He'll look to the bottom again out of turn 4, tries to pull up alongside. Rocco holds the spot. Preece hangs tough down on the inside, makes the pass and slides up in front of him, but Rocco comes right back on the inside.
Preece got the lead but was vulnerable. And here comes Rocco as he reestablishes himself in the lead. As they helter-skelter their way off the corner. Preece goes inside. And here is Ryan Preece grabbing the lead. He and Rocco continue to trade the lead.
Here comes Rocco again down on the inside. He's going to try and do the same thing, but Preece is too strong. Drives deep down into turn 3 and holds the spot.
If you execute the bottom shot and drift up, there is a good chance you're not going to have the lead for very long. That's what's happened to both Preece and Rocco. Now Preece hasn't. And the guy who's kind of stayed away from all these pyrotechnics at the front, Matt Swanson, he might be saving his car till the end. Remember, they can change one tire during the course of the race.
Right now, they're not worried about tires. They're worried about speed. And Rocco would like to get that lead back, but Preece looking strong right now on the backstretch. And yeah, Matt Swanson had a great seat to view that back and forth battle for the lead, and I don't think it's over yet. Swanson will get another look at those guys as they race down into turn 1.
Boy, that's like a monster seat at Fenway Park. He's in a good position to see everything. Now Ronnie Williams fighting with Pastriak. That battle has taken place for about the last 14 laps. Preece out in front, and Rocco looking to get some inside leverage against him. We'll see if he can do it in the next couple of laps.
About to come into some traffic just in front of them as they go into turn 3. The lap cars stay low on the racetrack and allow the leaders to just cruise on by.
And in third is Matt Swanson. And no issues for any of the upper echelon of the field to get by some of the slower cars. Rocco staying in pursuit of Ryan Preece, who is waiting by a pitchfork as they come off the fourth corner.
Yep, right there, and they've put a little bit of distance between themselves and Matt Swanson. Swanson fading just a little bit, but out of contention for the lead as Preece and Rocco just ride together coming off the fourth turn and down the front stretch.
Every now and then it looks like Rocco is going to make a move to try to disrupt Preece out of the lead, but it hasn't happened yet. Things are closing in again on the fight for fourth and fifth between Ronnie Williams and Chris Pastriak. And now Sapienza losing a spot to John McKennedy. John McKennedy is definitely on the rise.
Yeah, McKennedy's got to come from the back, and he's got some real estate to cover, but he is all the way up to the 6th place and looking to gain some more.
And he has been knocking on the door all season in the modifieds, has yet to cash in, but he has another strong ride now. Let's see how long it takes him to catch up to the back bumper of the Chris Pastriak car. That'll be a fight for fifth. A little bit of relief for Ryan Preece as he has lengthened his advantage over Rocco.
But not by much, for sure.
0.3 of a second.
Yeah, Rocco stays right there. And remember, if this race goes all the way, we're only 23 laps into it. These guys are going to want to conserve rubber as best they can.
And right now, it doesn't look like Preece is conserving anything as he has the edge over Rocco. Now, we told you that Pastriak was in fifth. That might not be the case for much longer as he tries to blockbuster his way underneath Ronnie Williams. Here he comes in the middle of turns 3 and 4 as Pastriak, the lunge, the lurch. He cannot get fourth away from Williams, however, and McKennedy is right there.
Yeah, I think Pastriak saw McKennedy was coming and figured it's time for him to go too. So he's caught in that battle with Ronnie Williams, and McKennedy right there waiting to see which way he's going to go. Pastriak finally able to make the turn, or make the pass in the third and fourth turn. And while the door's open on the bottom, here comes John McKennedy.
Yeah, the door was open for both Pastriak and McKennedy. So Ronnie Williams has dropped back into the top 6. Preece stretching his lead out over Rocco as we have completed 27 laps. And Preece and Rocco, for a while there, they were changing that lead lap after lap. But Preece has had it for a while. And maybe the wild card in the equation right now, John McKennedy, who might have the fastest car. Let's see what he does against Pastriak in the fight for fourth.
Yeah, in those lap times, McKennedy has been as fast as the leaders, so he is setting a torrid pace, though he's got some real estate to cover to get up there in a fight for one of the top positions. He has certainly done well coming from the back, and now he goes after Chris Pastriak as he races down underneath and picks up another spot. So right now, scored John McKennedy up to fourth in that number 79.
And he started the race from the rear, but he made that pass against Pastriak look easy. Rocco showing some life again as he narrows a gap that separates him from Ryan Preece. Swanson has been in third for about the last 25 laps. And now, how long will it take McKennedy to catch up to Matt Swanson? Let's see if he can do it.
Yeah, he continues to click off some very fast laps and is one of the faster race cars out there right now. The question is, again, as we talked about conservation, we'll have to find out. Josh Zentek is on pit road, as is Dave Sapienza. He takes the 36 down onto pit road and to the attention of his crew.
And here comes Rocco going for the lead underneath Preece. And Preece with a little bit of power surge coming off the corner. Preece still has the advantage, but it was a close. He and Rocco.
Yeah, well, Preece with a little bit of a defensive move there as well and took the thunder away from Keith Rocco and is able to keep the lead. Ryan Preece, no stranger certainly to the high banks here at Thompson in a modified, and knows his way around here, knows how to drive as defensively as he does offensively, and is able to hold on to that lead, and in fact has opened it up to 3 car lengths on the backstretch.
Preece has won a Sunoco Modified Championship here at Thompson. Not as many as Keith Rocco has won, but he has had a lot of success here, leading by about a canoe handle over Preece. And Matt Swanson, he has been in the same location for about 30 laps in third, close enough to smell the exhaust of Rocco's car, but far enough away to stay out of harm's way.
Yeah, he's in a comfortable spot, but John McKennedy is closing on him. It doesn't look like it's all that much, but McKennedy is coming for sure. Once McKennedy cleared Chris Pastriak, he's been on a tear. So McKennedy continues to run in the 4th spot. Swanson is 3rd, and then of course that battle up front between Rocco and Ryan Preece.
As for the first 35 laps, it started as a shootout between Preece and Rocco. Preece has had the lead for a while now, but the wild card has been John McKennedy. He has been the straw that stirs the drink, because he came from obscurity, from Bear Grylls country into the mainstream. And right now, the advantage that Swanson has in 3rd place continues to evaporate.
Well, they come to the cross flags at this point, halfway through the Truly Hard Lemonade Midsummer 75 for the Outlaw Modifieds here at Thompson. And it's really been the Ryan Preece, Keith Rocco show from the very beginning. And Preece continues to open up that lead. Now good make it 5 car lengths here across the stripe.
But trying to make an audition to be part of that show. John McKennedy, that lead has shrunk that Swanson has had over McKennedy. So it didn't take McKennedy long to reduce that margin, and he continues to reduce that margin.
Yeah, he is pouring it on for sure. McKennedy within striking distance of Swanson now. This will be the race for 3rd spot. And that's where Swanson has been for all these laps, but McKennedy is there.
And he makes a move as he tries to bullet his way underneath. The submarine move by McKennedy. Does it work? Yes, it did. John McKennedy is in the top 3.
As he rockets past Swanson, dives down into turn 1, is able to pull up into his preferred groove. Now he'll give chase to the leaders. And when we talk about a leader, Ryan Preece has checked out with a sizable lead over Keith Rocco now. He continues to pick his way through some of the back markers.
It's a 1-second lead for Preece as he approaches the 21 car driven by Tyler Berry. So Tyler Berry better hold his breath, because here comes Preece to the outside, and he is able to cyclone his way around the 21 car. So Rocco losing contact with our leader. And how long will it take McKennedy to catch up to Rocco's back bumper?
Boy, he has closed the gap, because Swanson is about the same distance that he was behind Rocco, and now McKennedy is halfway between them, and he is closing on Rocco. That's going to turn into a battle for 2nd.
As that McKennedy car is turned into a blur as he tries to corral that number 57 car. Preece has gotten by Tyler Berry. So Preece had some showdowns with Rocco early, but now he has rid himself of that number 57, and he is in a great position on Easy Street. And now Rocco trying to get by Tyler Berry, and we'll see how much difficulty he has in doing that.
Well, he pulled right up behind Berry and actually had to get off the throttle a little early, because Berry's coming up on the 0-2. They go 3 wide here on the front stretch. That did upset Rocco's momentum, and now John McKennedy is there in the battle for 2nd.
Yeah, I think that momentum has gone out the window or into the driver's seat of John McKennedy's car, as he is looking to laser beam his way underneath Rocco. Here he comes. John McKennedy started this race in last, but we have our first caution on lap number 47.
Yeah, trouble as two cars get together just out of turn 2, and it was actually right in the path of John McKennedy, who had to get on the brakes hard over there. The caution came out because they got together, and finally, we've reached the caution flag here with 46 laps complete. It was looking like we were going to end up going all the way, and it would be interesting to see what happened there. But now,
well, it'll be interesting to see if anybody changes a tire. Remember, they have one tire to change, and we'll see if any of our front runners decide to do that. Ryan Preece, he will make the first decision. Now, will he come in and try to make his car better? It would be awful tough if you make that tire stop to go through the field again. So we'll see what Ryan Preece decides to do.
Well, those cars have been so dominant.
And now we know what he's going to do. He is going to come in and change the tire, probably the right rear on that number 6 car.
Yeah, we know what they're all going to do because they're pretty much down on pit road. And we'll see who's got the better crews here when they come to their attentions on pit road.
Remember the last time we were here, it was Keith Rocco who beat everybody out, and he was able to get the win.
I think, obviously, the preferred tire is going to be right rear, the one tire that they can change, and just about everybody is putting new rubber on the rear. And it looks like Preece is going to be the first away. Boy, they did a great job changing the tire there. Then Rocco, then Pastriak, then Goodale.
And McKennedy's having a little trouble.
McKennedy, yeah. Ronnie Williams still on pit road, as is Matt Swanson, as they're working on the left rear of that number 3.
Remember, all you could do was change one tire, and now it is Preece who was able to beat everybody out. Remember, on Friday night at Stafford, he came in with the lead, got caught up on pit road, and they came out in 7th, and he still was able to get the win with 35 laps to go. And he said he talked to his spotter, who was Sean Waddell, and he said that you had to use a little razzle-dazzle, which I thought was an original term until they reminded me that was part of the movie Days of Thunder. But it worked for Ryan Preece.
So he went for the razzle-dazzle as opposed to the shake and bake, I guess.
Yes.
But that's a whole nother movie.
Yes. It was, and Pastriak, the winner of that pit rep race battle, as he picked up a lot of spots moving to the top 3. So we will have quite a shootout for the final 29 laps of this one. Preece, remember, the leader has the option of whether he wants to go to the inside or outside, and Ryan Preece has picked inside. Or he has picked outside. And Rocco is inside, and that's where Rocco usually likes to restart anyway, Pete. He is an inside guy, so he gets to restart where he wants to. So an interesting bit of strategy for Ryan Preece, electing to restart on the outside, which is what people in the modifieds usually do.
Pace car is off. The green flag is in the air. We're back underway. And so is that battle for the lead between Preece and Rocco. Look at John McKennedy down underneath Chris Pastriak, underneath Eric Goodale. He's going for the 3rd spot.
But he didn't need to make a good pit stop. He is doing it on the track right now. Going after Rocco in a fight for 2nd. As they rip-snort their way into turn number 1. McKennedy is right there.
Boy, McKennedy is sticking like glue down on the bottom of the racetrack. Here he goes again after Rocco in that race for 2nd.
It is like McKennedy has pine tar on those tires as he is going after Kid Rock. Rocco veering to the outside and McKennedy on the inside. Preece is back in front. And here comes McKennedy. Has an alley underneath Rocco. Let's see if he's quick enough to use it.
Yeah, while the door is open, he'll drive underneath there. Makes it stick again down on the bottom. Out of turn 4, they're side by side at the stripe.
And McKennedy trying to make it official, but Rocco continues to do a great job. Ronnie Williams has moved up to fourth, and Ronnie Williams has become a factor as they are able to fireball their way off the corner, and Rocco somehow is held on to second despite the persistence of McKennedy.
Yeah, McKennedy has a lot of confidence in that new right rear as he's working it hard, but here comes Ronnie Williams up on the outside. 4-car battle for the lead.
Ronnie Williams has been known as a closer through most of his racing career, and he is following Rocco to the outside, so Williams has made his decision to follow Rocco.
Well, he really can't decide because now he looked to the inside with John McKennedy. And they're all right on the back bumper of Ryan Preece.
They're trying to swallow Preece up, and Preece is able to survive that triple threat behind him. Things got a little hair-raising there as they all swallowed up the 6-car of Ryan Preece.
McKennedy clears Rocco and is into a solid second place. Now he sizes up Preece, who's just in front of him.
And it is McKennedy, the closest challenger, going the lead. Yes, he can. Between he and the 6-car, and just the lead on lap number 5.
Put the body slam on Ryan Preece because he really needed to move up the racetrack to make it stick. And when there was no room, he had to move Preece out of the way. And he's got the lead. John McKennedy has been fast tonight, and he proves it right now with a pass on Ryan Preece.
And now Ronnie Williams trying to prove that he is fast as he is giving Preece a lot to think about. Matt Swanson has come back to life as he tries to trampoline his way underneath Keith Rocco. So is back into contention.
Down underneath Rocco in that race for the 4th spot. Swanson able to make the pass. He clears him, pulls back up on the racetrack in the middle of the backstretch. But the top 3 are all hooked together as they race out of turn 4.
And in third is Williams, but maybe not for too much longer as he is able to thunder his way underneath Ryan Preece. So Preece has dropped back into third, and he has to worry about the presence of Swanson. Ronnie Williams, what killer instinct does he have as he is going after McKennedy as he might be trying that crossover the 75 car.
Yeah, we had kind of counted out Ronnie Williams in the first part of this race until the caution flag, and boy, he has really come on. You called him the closer, Matt, and he's proven it right there as he drives around John McKennedy.
And he opened up a lot of eyes by doing that, getting the lead on lap number 58. McKennedy tries to get it back. He has inside position. Ronnie Williams gets a boost from that outside banking, and he is able to hang on to his lead.
What a great pass by Ronnie Williams.
Look at Swanson underneath Preece.
Yeah, and Swanson on the move as well. Again, one of his better runs of the season as he works underneath Ryan Preece. Preece led so many laps here, but just did not maintain the speed that he had before the pit stops.
Keith Rocco pulling away from Chris Pastriak. That is a fight for 5th. Up at the front, Ronnie Williams. He has a quick identity. So Ronnie Williams, he was just hanging out for the first half of the race. The second half, we saw Ronnie Williams in total action. Now he lengthens his advantage over McKennedy.
Boy, he's gone to the afterburner here for sure as he's really found some speed. He's put some distance between himself and McKennedy, and about the same distance now back to Matt Swanson in 3rd place. Ryan Preece all by himself in 4th, and Keith Rocco's got his hands full with Chris Pastriak in the race for 4th.
Yeah, Pastriak has been right on the back bumper like a trailer hitch of that 57 car. Ronnie Williams in the Gary Casella owned number 25. That car has been driven this year by Matt Swanson. It's been driven by Joey Cipriano. But Ronnie Williams doing a great job tonight, taking the lead with 17 laps to go.
Yep, just under the checker or under the cross flags, we saw everybody start to make some moves, and then that caution flag came out, and that really changed the temperature of this race for sure, and particularly for Ronnie Williams.
And he made a great pit stop. Remember, he came out 3rd behind Preece and Rocco, so that pit stop helped him get into position, and he was able to execute the rest. Continues to fatten that lead over McKennedy. we will take a look at the differential between the two cars when they cross the line. And the difference now, 1 full second. Ronnie Williams lead over McKennedy.
And just 10 laps to go. Swanson starting to close on McKennedy. That'll be the race for second place, as now under 10 laps to go. Here's your leader across the stripe, Ronnie Williams.
And we'll see if anybody has something in reserve for Ronnie Williams, as he won a championship in the Tri-Track Series in that number 25 car. McKennedy trying to stay with him. And now Rocco getting a visit from Pastriak. Rocco getting very close to Ryan Preece. So Ryan Preece dominated the first half of the race, but then the magic has left him, and it's been transferred to the 25 of Ronnie Williams. Now he has to get by Tyler Berry. Let's see how he deals with that car. Berry gives him plenty of room. And Williams is 7 laps away from a big win and a $5,000 payoff.
Yeah, great run for Ronnie Williams. John McKennedy in second, and Swanson not closing on him as he was a couple of laps ago. Swanson settles into a comfortable third-place run. And Ryan Preece now feeling the heat from Keith Rocco in the race for fourth.
And Rocco, well, he's got incentive because Pastriak was giving him a problem, and Rocco almost got underneath Preece. So Rocco has not surrendered. We are down to lap number 70. 5 to go for Ronnie Williams. What a week this has been for Ronnie Williams. He got engaged this weekend, and now he is putting performance in the Midsummer 75.
Yeah, he's headed to victory lane. He's headed to the altar, but he's headed to victory lane tonight for sure, as he's got a good, comfortable lead now with under 5 laps to go.
And he's also headed to the bank with a $5,000 payoff if he can hold on for the final 3.5 laps. McKennedy, he has pulled away from Swanson, and Swanson has spent most of this race in third place. He's had his moments, but he has been a third-place car for most of the way.
Rocco was able to not only get by Preece, but so was Pastriak. Preece has been shuffled back now to the 6th position with just 2 laps to go.
And he has to worry about Eric Goodale. And we haven't talked about Goodale at all, but he might be able to get by Preece. The spotlight is on Ronnie Williams as he choo-choo trains his way into turn number 3. Tomahawks his way out of turn number 4. McKennedy, he is almost a spectator here. For Ronnie Williams.
1 more lap to go. And Ronnie Williams, as we said, really came to life after that set of pit stops and became dominant here in the second part of the race. As the checkered flags go in the air, Ronnie Williams will win it. John McKennedy is second. Matt Swanson is third. Coming home in fourth is the 57 of Keith Rocco. Then the 75 of Chris Pastriak is fifth, followed by Eric Goodale in sixth, and Ryan Preece all the way back to seventh in the number 6.
I think Ryan Preece lost about 4 positions in the last 5 laps. Tyler Berry was 8th, and the final car on the lead lap was Tyler Berry. Then it was Paul LaPlante, and because he was the only Sunoco modified in the field, he will get a $400 bonus. Then Andrew Sharon was 10th. 11th, Brett Meserve. 12th, Dave Sapienza. 13th was Josh Zentak. And 14th, Robert Chardy Jr. It was Ronnie Williams who started second, kind of dropped back for most of the first half of the race until the caution came out on lap number 47, and that's where he made his move in the Casella snowplowing Troyer car. And Ronnie Williams, $5,000, and he is ready to start the celebration in O'Reilly Victory Lane. What was, Pete, because how many times did we see the lead change? First between Preece and Rocco, then between McKennedy and Williams, and then when Williams asserted himself and got in the lead, it wasn't changing anymore. it was Williams getting the lead for keeps.
Well, and we'll only continue to wonder what would have happened if we didn't have that caution flag, because that certainly changed the tempo of this race. There's Ronnie Williams out of the car, and in victory lane, we'll go to Kyle Souza.
All right. Ronnie Williams climbs out. Beginning of the race, a little bit off the pace. You guys had a good pit stop, made a good adjustment, and there at the end, obviously the dominant car.
Yeah, we weren't good at the beginning of the race. I was just loose everywhere, just hoping for that caution to come out, and came out at a perfect time. Gary and Molly made the right adjustments, and they're definitely the reason why we ended up here in victory lane.
So those two, I know there's some other people you want to give a thanks to. $5,000 sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Can't thank Pettit for the awesome horsepower. This entire team. Bob, he's not here. Sean for the Chick-fil-A, that always helps out. Gives you actually a little boost. Charlie, Moley, all these guys, every guy from the 50 team, my new fiance, my buddy Gerlach, and all these guys for coming out. It is also Mia's birthday. She set the car up this week. She's a German Shepherd, about 9 years old, I think. So I got to thank her. But yeah, it's great to get the monkey off her back.
Hey, congratulations. Ronnie Williams picks up the big win in the Truly 75. Take a walk over, chat with second and third. John McKennedy, second place. Came forward there in the first run of the race. You guys had a pit stop, led some laps, ultimately second, but still a good run.
Yeah, it was. We started teal, had some steering issues earlier today, and car was really good before that pit stop. We were in a really good spot. I was catching Ryan at a pretty rapid pace, and we came in, pitted, put a right rear on, and the car kind of stunk after, to be honest. We pushed like a truck, and it is what it is. We'll move on to the next race, and it's always fun here to race at Thompson, another top three.
All right, John McKennedy for second place. Congratulations to him. And Matt Swanson, lap time-wise, right there with Ronnie Williams and John at the end. Not quite enough. A little bit of a long pit stop. You guys make a change there, or what was the deal with that?
Yeah, for some reason, every time we come here with this car, we have a problem with the left front bouncer. Pretty much what that is the left front tire just starts bouncing, and it's kind of hard to control a car going that fast when you got a tire bouncing. So my crew chief made a good call, swap left sides, and we put the right rear tire on. And I was giving it all I had at the end of the race there. I think I went from both ends of the brake bias to top to bottom on the racetrack. You name it, I tried it. But, you know, this is definitely the best car we've had here in a long time. My old blue guys, they've been grinding. You know, this year's kind of been the year from hell, I guess you could call it. And, you know, we've had fast race cars everywhere we go. Just luck isn't on our side. So we'll go back to the shop, keep grinding, go to Monadnock on Saturday with the Tri-Track Series and try again there.
All right, Matt Swanson for third. Congratulations to him. John McKennedy finishes second. And the big winner in the Outlaw Open Modified Series, Ronnie Williams, driving for Gary Casella, goes to victory lane. Guys, back up to you.
I would say, Pete, it was a great night of motorsports, climaxed by Ronnie Williams. Well, we had some great confrontations all night long, and we will remind everybody to join us for the final Wednesday night of the year, and that'll be on September 15th. The first thing you do when you get home, mark it on your calendar, and we hope to see you then.
Yeah, this is kind of an indication of the kind of race we'll see back here on September 15th. But when they come here for the World Series in October, Sunday is going to be, Sunday of that weekend is going to be the big day for the Outlaw Modifieds when in the return of the Thompson 300, when you figure that these guys are going to be going 300 laps on that weekend. So mark that on your calendar, too, that great World Series weekend coming up in October here at Thompson. But the next one, as you said, we want to concentrate on is September 15th.
Yeah, and I can't wait for the return of the 300. So the best of the season is still to come, and we hope you can make it out on both those occasions at Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park. So we would like to thank everybody for joining us tonight. On behalf of Chris Michaud of the ACT Series and Tom Mayberry of the Pro All-Star Series, they have been great hosts tonight. Scott Tapley, our race director, doing a solid job as always. We would like to thank our sponsors, Boston Brewing Company, also Vandy Auto Supply and O'Reilly Auto Parts, and of course, Truly Hard Lemonade. And we hope when you get to your neighborhood store this week, you will enjoy yourself. Of course, with a weather like this, it is tailor-made for truly. So that is the story tonight. We hope everybody will arrive home safely, and we'll see you on September 15th. But especially tonight, we would like to thank tonight's winners. And those were Mark Jennison, Ryan Waterman, Jared Roy, Buddy Charette, Paul Newcomb, and Ronnie Williams. On behalf of them and on behalf of my partner, Pete Falcone, so long from Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park.